This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
We'll get started here, guys, shortly. We're going to wait for obviously some more people to pop in. And of course, Mrs. Silk. So hang in there, everybody. Or the two of you that are on. Hello, health and wealth. How are you? If you guys don't mind reposting the space, that'd be great. And I see Miss Silk just popped into the room. Hello, Silk. I'm going to give you the co-host. All right, Silk. I sent it to you, my friend. Can you guys hear me okay? Did you get the co-host, Silk? Let's try it again. Hello, hello. Did you see what El Donato Chumpo put out with you and your sister?
No, what happened?
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you. How do you want me to send it to you? In a DM right here?
Yeah.
It was basically of him, sitting behind his desk talking about, I don't know, the title was "We Do Some Trolling Here" or whatever, and then it was about he was talking about something. Oh, you're wearing a mask? I haven't seen somebody wear a mask in a long time. And after he's done saying that, they put you and your sister, your little giggly laugh, that hilarious one. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious! I'm gonna send it to you right now. It
Okay.
is awesome.
Okay.
How are you doing otherwise?
Oh, wow. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Amazing. So
You know,
grateful.
It's
Yes.
been it's been a minute since you've been on because I know I was traveling and then my flight got delayed. So there, I just sent it to you. It's Poppy Trumpo is who posted that. It's
Oh, I
so
see it.
cute.
Yeah. Usually I see it. I like to I see it.
Yeah, check it out. And yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious because that is one of the videos of you and your sister that I just cracked up laughing on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I like to share his stuff because sometimes he posts some funny stuff.
Yeah,
And
he does.
it makes it
So
even funnier when my sister and I are laughing at the end of it.
well, you know what? You guys have like that belly laugh, and the two of you together is it's freaking awesome.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, we've missed you, my friend. What have you been up to? What's going
Oh,
on in your world?
Well, I got a lot of different things that's, going on, of course, making sure that I stay updated with everything that's going on with the Chit Chat Show and Lindell TV, and the Diamond and Silk brand, just keeping everything in the flow of conversation, open dialogue, and telling the truth the way I see it for me, and not being afraid to do so. So that's what's been going on. A whole lot of working behind the scenes.
Oh, well, good for you. No, I feel you on that. I'm in the process of moving, and then my podcast is growing as well. So, and I'm gonna be getting into a new studio. So you know how that
Yeah.
all goes. So good stuff happening. What I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about? We've got April 2nd coming up. What are your thoughts about this Liberation Day that Trump keeps talking about? I'm pretty excited about
My
it.
thoughts about it is about time. It's
Yeah.
time for America to be liberated. It's time for us to stop being, uh, I was going to say shitted on, but I'm going to try to be nice. But you know how I am. Got to be blunt.
I love it though.
Yeah, it's time for us to stop bearing the weight of the world, and it's time for some goodness to come back to us. It's not fair that we continue to give, and nothing comes back. And so it's just about that time, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for all of it.
I think so many people are. We're just kind of, just waiting and waiting. But I do have to say that a lot of this stuff that we have been talking about, everybody, we are starting
Yeah.
to see it come to fruition and vindication for all of the times we've been shot down and all this stuff. So vindication is here, everybody. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it with Derek Johnson. I'm seeing it with a lot of people that have been preaching on a lot of this stuff, and we're seeing it happen. So we've asked for this, guys, and it's
Mhm.
here. So I want to ask you guys real quickly, if you guys have a question for Silk, please feel free to request a mic. I will unmute your mic and you can ask your question to Silk. Also, too, if you guys don't mind reposting this space so we can get some more people in here to listen to Silk, because if you guys haven't heard Silk, she's a hoot. She's a blast to have on. And if you're having a bad day, she'll definitely brighten up your day. So please just go down to the purple pill, share out the space, and get some more people in here. So
Thank
are you starting to see? Oh, you're welcome. Are you starting to see the same thing I am about some vindication happening with yourself and many others?
Oh, most definitely. Every single day. Every single day. Everything that I know my sister and I talked about when it comes down to the election integrity, when it comes down to us having our own oil, and pretty much everything that we stated, the stealing the money being laundered, even down to the COVID debacle, vindication with a capital V as in Victor, vindication is what I am seeing. And that's what we surely deserve. We already knew what was going on. And one thing I know about the left and the deep state snake Republicans, that whenever you're telling the truth about something, the first thing they want to do is silence you. So if someone is saying something and you hear a bunch of trolls speak out and call them conspiracy theorists, may want to listen to that person, because that person is basically telling about the conspiracy as to how these people conspired to either steal our wealth, do something damnable to America, and listen to individuals like that. Because guess what? We're vindicated. We're telling the truth about it, and we're telling the truth about how we see it, just using plain old common sense. And the poor Democrats, they just going down. I mean, they just imploding. They just it's like it's no hope for them, and that's what they deserve. They deserve every bit of karma that they're getting. They need to eat plenty of crow because they've been lying. They've been liars, and we see it all with our eyes as to what's been happening and how it's been happening.
Yeah, they need to eat some, and I'm gonna say it, some shit.
Straight up. Straight up. I mean, straight up, Jenny. It's been a whole lot. I know President Trump just got in. He's just getting his team into place and so forth. And to see that how they're fighting against him, the things that he wants to do for America and Americans, just to see how these people are fighting against President Trump, everything that he put into place. There is some liberal judge, there's some liberal person out there that wants to block block him. And they don't realize when you're blocking President Trump, you're blocking the will of the American people because we voted for him, not them. And they don't seem to understand that. And I don't recall not one time when a Democrat warned you that they was going to either sue you or prosecute you. I don't recall nan time when somebody warned you of that. And I don't understand why our Republicans that's in position now, why do you want to warn these people? There's no warning. If they did the fraud, then it's time to prosecute them and put their ass in jail. If they did the crime, if they did the crime, it's time for them to do the time. That's just the bottom line. Don't be warning them and telling them, oh, I'm going to, here's a strong worded letter. If you don't do this, then we're going to do that. No. Mm-mm. We already know what they done. Okay, it's evident. And because we already know this, then it's time to prosecute these people. And that's the only way that this stuff is going to stop. That's the only way it's going to stop, Jenny. Whenever these people are held accountable. If they're not going to be held accountable, then don't waste our time talking about you sending them a warning, because that warning is not going to stop them. It's not going to stop them. It's never stopped these people from destroying this country and going against President Trump and the will of the people. So now it's time to put on your big boy pants and your big girl panties and get some stuff done around here.
Amen. And everybody, we're seeing Trump signing a lot of these executive orders. So this is huge, and I think you should be paying attention to those executive orders as well. So I had a question for you. This whole debacle with Mike Johnson and Liz Cheney. What do you think? What do you think of that? People are wondering if Mike Johnson, because I've had a question mark about him a little bit. Is he a sellout? Is he a traitor? Is he gonna save Cheney? Well, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, tell me a little bit about what's going on with that. But I can't tell you about Mike Johnson. He ain't he's a sellout. He's a straight up sellout. But what's going on with Mike Johnson and Liz Cheney?
Well, I think it has something to do. I have to go back and look at the post, but he has the ability. Hang on a second. I think it has something to do
with January the 6th or the pardon or something.
Let me look at the post. I read it earlier.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm going to find it. But go ahead and talk about what your thoughts are on Mike Johnson here while I find it here in a second.
He's just like the Democrats. I call him a trans Republican. He's really a Democrat posing as a Republican. They're one dirty bird with two corrupt wings. And as long as he's been in position, he talk a good game. But he's not doing absolutely nothing but, I believe, covering for a lot of the corruption is what I think. And I also think and believe in my heart of heart, it's my opinion that he's being blackmailed. I believe that he's been blackmailed and that he is being blackmailed. And that's why a lot of things don't get done. As he make it seem like he's moving the needle, but in actuality, ain't nothing moving. Ain't nothing getting done. And I don't have no real good feeling about him. He'll say whatever he needs to say to have a good look, but I don't like him because he ain't nothing but a liar. When it comes down, especially to January the 6th, the releasing of the videos and different things, I mean, they do a little bit, give us a little crumbs, and that's it. But as it pertains to Liz Cheney, if it's about her so-called pardon for a crime that we don't know which crime it is that she supposedly committed to be pardoned from, if it's about January the 6th, the J6 committee, and the way that it was set up and so forth, is it about her deleting her along with the other J6 committee members, the evidence being dismissed and destroyed or deleted? I don't know exactly what it is that the post that you saw, Jenny, but I just know if I had to speak in general, it's that they're playing for the same team. They're playing for the same
right.
People. They're trying to play the people.
And it was the January 6th is what I saw. So, and as these pardons are all done with the auto pin. So, they're null and void. So yeah, it was for the January 6th.
So I guess he don't want to go after her because of the role that she played in January the 6th. Am I correct on that?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
correct.
Yeah.
Like be the savior.
So that's just like when it came down to Hillary Clinton and all of her emails and the email scandal and different things. They want to save the ones that actually did crimes. Okay, they want to save them, but then they want to turn around and make up a crime for President Trump and say, "Oh, you guilty of this, you guilty of that." If she was involved in the January 6th committee setup and saw the evidence and did not disclose the evidence, then she committed a crime. She have to be held accountable. And if Mike Johnson don't do what needs to be done, then somebody need to move him out the way, because we got to get this thing done. I'm talking to January Sisters even tonight. I talk to them at least once or twice a week. Somebody new comes on the show. And with what I'm hearing, these January the Sisters, it's like they're not getting any really true retribution. These people are still suffering right now. They've lost everything. And they can't even get a job because of the stigma that's still on them. They're still being labeled as domestic terrorists and different things. Now, look at the way that this lady helped with destroying these innocent people lives. Okay, because they wanted to push a narrative, and they wanted this narrative to be so they can go after Trump. They wanted to hurt President Trump, and they want to hurt President Trump supporters. This is all in my opinion. Okay, I got to keep it in my opinion. But with the way that they did things, no, people are patriots. American citizens are still suffering to this day because of what those people did, and they need to be held accountable for the way that they did American citizens.
So what do you think? Because I know you do speak to the January Sixers on a weekly basis. What do you think is going to come of this? Because we knew the pardons were coming, and I know that was one of the biggest concerns of a lot of the J6ers. It was having their record clean, showing that they aren't these domestic terrorists that they've been labeled. What do you think is going to come of all
I
this?
think
I mean,
eventually something is going to happen, but it's not happening fast enough for a lot of people that have lost everything and can't get back on their feet. It's hard for them to get back on their feet because they can't find a job. When they go to put in an application for a job, and then when their background checks is run, January the 6th is there. A lot of times you don't even have to do a background check, just do a Google check. And all of the damnable defamation articles that has been written against these individuals, it stops them from being able to get a job so that they can at least get back to living their lives. I really truly believe that every January the 6th that's been affected by this, they should have been given a stipend when they got out of prison, jail, or what have you, to help them get back on their feet. I believe there needs to be a J6 liaison there for the J Sisters to be able to communicate with so that their needs can be met. These individuals took one for the team. They went up there and they protested a stolen election. They exercised their First Amendment right to do that. And with them doing so, they were railroaded. They were railroaded by the system. Okay. With them being railroaded by the system, and their names being in the midst of all of this stuff and them being labeled and so forth, no, they need some type of reparations is what they need, so that they can get back on their feet. And some of the stories are very, very disturbing. I can't believe that this is truly happening here in America, even down to the Republicans, the way that they're being treated by Republicans is really disturbing. And we already know that Democrats are assholes. We already know their party sign is a donkey and they are an ass. We already got that part. But when you look at Republicans acting like a jackass, it's really disturbing to me. And people, like, I just want to make sure everybody know how these people are truly suffering. You may have some people that, have family that's able to get back on their feet, but the average one, they are suffering since they've gotten pardoned, because they have no way to make money so that they can get back on their feet.
That's horrible. That is so sad. Wow.
And
Um,
another,
I didn't know it
it,
was.
it,
Go
yeah, a
ahead.
lot of people didn't know it, and that's the reason why I utilize my platform to allow them to have a voice, to be able to speak their truth about what's going on in their lives and what's happening. The average platform, I don't think corporate platforms allow them, even allow the J Sisters on their platforms. They may have one or two, but the ones that really need to be heard, no. A lot of times, the first time that they've opened up and shared their story is when they come on the Diamond and Silk Chit Chat live show. And like I say, the things that you hear, it's like it's really, really, truly sickening and disturbing for this to be America, and then for a lot of our money, billions and trillions of dollars, to be going to a foreign country to, they say, assist those individuals for them, but for American citizens, oh my God, it's like it's something wrong with it. We already know, the average person know what January the 6th was all about, how it was a setup from the get up, and how I feel like it was a Fed surrection. Okay, that they had planned this year stuff, and they were the first ones that took the first shot. They was the police officers there was the first one that took the first shot and threw the sprayed the mace in the crowd and so forth, and beat up people with the batons and different things. Okay, it's on video, so I don't even have to allege that. It's on video. So we already know that, but for these individuals to get out and then still be treated like felons, to be treated like dirt, like third class citizens. You got illegal aliens being treated better than a lot of these January Sixers who actually did nothing but exercise their First Amendment right. And then that's how they became criminalized by the system. And we already know that. So the way that people are being treated is really, really disturbing. It's really, really true.
Silk,
Uh-huh.
So maybe I can get together on the offshoot, but I am happy to if you want. I have had Jake Lang on my show, but I would like to get more J6ers on here. So if you have some people in mind, or that want to get their voices out even further, I am happy to bring them on my show, help get this message
Yeah.
out along with you.
Yeah.
If you want to, let me know some names. I know, like I said, I've talked to a few of them already, but I think the bigger widespread their stories get, the more attention on it, then maybe we can get some quicker action and get them some help.
Exactly. And I will have my team to send some stuff over to you so that you can make that connection and
Absolutely.
then have them on your show. Let them talk. Let these people speak. Mentally, they are not sound. These people have been through a whole lot. I mean, you got 50, 60, 70-year-old individuals that's never been locked up. They were locked up. They've never been through anything like this before a day in their life. And then I was talking to, I believe it was, I want to say 50 something years old, to lose everything and then have to start all over at the age of 50. I mean, it's really just, it's discouraging, and it's disgusting that this is America, that our tax dollars is doing more with illegal aliens than American patriots, American citizens. So as long as I have a voice and a platform, I'm going to continue to allow them the opportunity to speak their truth, and so that the world can hear what actually happened and what's going on.
And I'm happy to do that right alongside with you, Silk, for sure. So yeah, have Tammy or somebody send me an email and I'll get in touch with them right away for sure. Because my platforms are all about people's voices, right? People's voices be heard. And that's what I would love for them to be able to do, is have their voices heard.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Speaking about hearing people's voices, real quick, I know that you all have probably been watching my Twitter posts, and I've been back and forth with this guy named Matt Walsh. I don't know if anybody know what's going on, but this is concerning the food stamp, SNAP, what they call SNAP. And so,
Yeah, and EBT, SNAP, whatever.
yeah.
Yep.
And so a lot of people want, as taxpayers, do not want people that's on food stamps to be able to purchase junk food. Okay. And I got that. I got that. I
Yeah.
got that. Right. But my deal is if you don't want them to be able to purchase junk food, what about the other food that have a lot of junk in it? Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So the question that I ask is this about dictatorship or is this about being healthy, making healthier choices and healthier decisions? Because if this is truly about being healthy, don't just specify a soda and say, well, it's of no nutritional value. Whereas you got food out there that's being purchased that's of no nutritional value because it's laced with pesticides, herbicides, it's been sprayed down with this junk and bioengineered ingredients. So how is that benefiting one's body? And I got that these are different programs to help people that's in need. I got that. But I want people to understand when I hear somebody say, I don't want my tax dollars going towards people on food stamps purchasing junk food, understand that a lot of those individuals pay taxes. I understand that a lot of those individuals that's getting those supplements, they still paying taxes into the system. Okay. So you may not want that, but if that's what that system allows, then so be it. But don't make don't be a bitch about it whenever you wasn't bitching about these illegal aliens getting over $5,000 in food stamps, buying whatever they wanted to buy. Okay, that's where my beef is at. Now, if the government say, okay, soda man, we don't want to allocate, we don't want to allocate no more money to you for this program, then so be it. Potato chip man, we don't want to allocate no more money for you doing this program. I got it. I understand that. But we as taxpayers need to understand that there's times you may be up, but then what happens when you hit your rock bottom and you have to go and get supplement? You have to go and get food stamps yourself. Okay. Do you want somebody dictating to you what you can and cannot eat? I mean, that thing just burnt me up to see a lot of people not understanding that the food stamps is not just for poor people. You got people that's on Social Security. You got people that's on unemployment. They've been working their fingers to the bone. You got people that's worked 2 and 3, still working 2 and 3 jobs, but they have to get that assistance because they have children. They have a family and they still want to eat. So what is wrong if those people put into the system? How are you going to dictate to them what they can and cannot buy from the system? And that's where my beef is at. It's not about anybody purchasing junk food. I don't give a doggone what you purchase. It's your choice as to what you want to put in your body. But if you want to make a big stink about junk food, then let's talk about the junk that's in the food. Let's talk about all the food. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And let me just make this disclosure. Ain't nobody paid me 1 red cent, not one damn dime, not 1 red cent for my opinion. This is my opinion when I'm on the outside looking in. Okay, this is my opinion about this whole thing.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
So you got a lot of group of conservatives feels like if you're a conservative, then this is the only way you're supposed to think. And I'm like, damn that, I have my own mind. I can think for myself. And if I see some injustice in this, then I'm going to speak out about it. And for somebody to say that if you are on food stamps, my tax dollars shouldn't be going towards you purchasing junk food when the same people that's on the food stamps pay into the system and is still paying taxes into the system. Okay. Now you may have some people that's abusing the system, then you go after the ones that's abusing the system. If they can see who all's buying the junk food, then you go after them if all they're purchasing is junk food. Okay, when this is supposed to, but if this is part of the system, if junk food is part of the system, then leave these people the hell alone. All right. If the government come in and they say, "Oh, we're going to stop this here, we're going to stop that right there," then that's what you do. If that's what you're going to do, if the government going to do it, then that's what you do. But now here's my deal: when you open up that Pandora's box, all right, and you're going after soda then what's going to happen when you go after Gatorade? If it's about sugar being the stuff, what about the juices that's packed full of sugar? What about that? Okay. See, if you're gonna target a company, then that's what you're doing. You're targeting that company and you're using food stamp recipients to do it. All right. But if this is truly about health, then if they can't have no junk food, then they shouldn't have food with junk in it. We need to be talking about here, because see, sodas is the least of our worries. We need to be talking about this bioengineered ingredients that's being laced in our food, and people on food stamps and people that's off food stamps still buying this stuff that is deteriorating people's body. Soda is not the only thing that is causing people to be sick. Okay, all right. It's the food. What about the meat that's being injected with hormones and all of this mRNA and all of this other different bullshit? What about that? Huh? So if you go after the soda, you open up the door now for them to go after your lobster if you're on food stamps. See, a lot of people may be eating high off the hog right now, but when you hit your rock bottom and you have to go to the pigtail or the pig feet or the pig toe, then guess what? You don't want nobody down there saying, "Oh Lord, they taking this away, they taking that away." Not when you in your time of need as an American taxpayer doing this to an American citizen who is in need. I have a real big beef about that. Okay, because like I say, what happens when they come in and they say you can't eat no lobster because that's for the rich folks. You can't eat no steak because that's for the rich folks. It's too much protein for you poor folks. See, that's the bullshit that I don't like. I don't like that.
I love you,
I don't
Silk.
care how much money I make, and you don't put your feet on the little man's neck like that, especially the ones that's out here working their behinds off, trying to make ends meet, done paid into the doggone system. And then you got some old asshole one talk about, me, I'm as a tax dollar, I don't think you need to be buying junk food with my tax dollars, like you the only one paying taxes, and the people that's on food stamps is also paying taxes. That's called dictatorship.
That's right.
I didn't know we lived in a country like that. So that's how I feel.
No. And I love it, Silk. I love your transparent, your honesty, because you know what? This is what we need in America. There's too many people that are just so lackadaisical, whatever. Like, people need to just, be blunt, say it like it is, because people, they're not getting it. Like, what do you need to, you have it like smeared in your face? Like, I honestly, all of my guests that I have on, if they want to let it rip potato chip, I let them, because you know what? At this point in the game, this is where we are, right? And this is almost where we have to be to get people to, you almost have to shake them, those that are still sleeping, like, wake the fuck up, right? So, yeah, no, I get you.
Jenny, I want people, the audience, to know we do it to ourselves. When we start nitpicking about this right here, it turns into something else. And then before you know it, it's something else. So still, let's stop it at the gate. The real issue here is about the junk, about the chemicals, about the bioengineered ingredients that's being put in our foods. That where the FDA and them is allowing this stuff to be put into our foods, and it's causing people to be sick. Everybody on food stamps, they want to make it appear that if you're drinking soda or drinking junk food, you're the one getting sick and you having my taxes go up because now I got to pay for your medical. No, that's a lie. What's making people sick is all of this junk that's in our foods. And when we are ingesting that stuff into our food, it's doing something to our bodies, because our bodies was not made to process aspartame or bioengineered ingredients. Okay? Our bodies was not made to process that. So that's why it all lumps down into your kidneys or your gallbladder. And that's why you get kidney stones and gallstones. Or you may get a whole lump of something and they'll call it a tumor. Okay, all right, because of all of these different toxins and these different chemicals that's being allowed to be injected into our food. So get off of this little trip with me, because I don't call his ass right on out. Get off this trip with me talking about my tax dollars, because if you're that damn concerned about your tax dollars, you wouldn't want these people to continue to use your tax dollars to send them overseas to cut off a rat's or a mice penis and sew in put a little hole there for a vagina and see if it can be fertile. We wasting tax dollars on that bull crap, okay?
I love you.
Yes.
Oh, you crack me up. You know what? We're gonna make you for your side gig a comedy show.
For a
I
fundraiser,
love
that'd be a
it.
really good idea.
Oh,
I know, right? Oh shoot.
because
Everybody, I just want to let you know, Pappy Trumpo put out he was talking about, Trump was talking about the masks today, saying, oh, I haven't seen you wear a mask. You know how they do a lot of trolling and they do these funny memes. Well, they added Silk, Diamond and Silk, their little clip of them laughing, their belly laughs at the back, at the end of that clip of Trump talking about the masks. I did put it on the wall, so check it out. It's super cool, and it's just, if you haven't seen that clip of Diamond and Silk laughing, it's gonna make you laugh. It's so
I'm
cute.
gonna share it
So
right now.
Santino, it's in your DM, sweetie. It's in your
I
DM.
got it. Yep, I'm reposting it right
Okay.
now.
Uh, Santino, you had your hand
Yes,
raised. Go ahead,
yeah,
and then Sarah, you can go ahead, and then Bubba, go
I
ahead.
just want to say welcome everybody. Please go down to the purple pill. That's the bottom of your phone, bottom right. Go in there. Please like the space, like and share the space, quote and share the space. Get this out there. If you want to have a question or you want to say hello to Silk, just please request a mic. We're glad to bring you up. You know that clip. I mean, I watch that clip quite often when you and your sister were laughing, and I laugh my ass off. I mean, it's the funniest. I think it's with Obama, and I laugh just the way you guys start laughing. I am dying with you. I'm laughing
Yes.
as hard as you guys. But I just want to just circle back to what you're saying. You know, when you look at the 1970s and the 80s, the bodybuilders, the protein shakes, there was tons of aspartame in there, and that's why they were getting kidney stones and gallstones. It was in all our foods, and you know, people don't really know what they're putting in our foods. Like I have a video, I haven't posted yet, but people think it's just a needle that they put into the little chickens, but it's not. It's actually a hose. So this person's staying there with a hose, and they're pumping this liquid to make them more plump. These chickens are really small, and after they put this hose right in, they fill it up with all this this bioweapon shit, and then
Yep.
it's you're eating. It's going right into your body. And you know, when you talk about junk food, she's correct. It's across the board. You think you're
Yep.
having steaks and chicken and
Come on.
pork chops. These
Yep.
people are all they're all genetically modified. If you're eating grapes, anything seedless, it's genetically, it's
It's
not
genetically
real.
modified.
And
Come
they say,
on.
oh,
Yes.
I got these grapes, they're so big and they're plump. I got a great deal. You got a great deal because they're fake. That's what you got. Anything
Yeah.
seedless is
Oh.
fake. So
That's
you
right.
tell me where you buy a fruit that's seedless. It ain't happening. They have seeds, and that means it's real. So you're absolutely correct. I'm with you on that. Everything you said, Dami. Sorry. So everything you said was absolutely correct. The aspartame is terrible. Even the protein bars. You've got to really look and see what's inside. And they lie. They lie right in the back. They say it's in. Oh, it's got this, this, this. It's organic. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You were talking about Gatorade, the coloring, the color, red,
Come on.
all that shit. I'm telling you, what makes it that color? It's fake. It's really, really bad for you. Stay away from food coloring. Anything you drink, if it has food coloring, you know, pop, Coca-Cola, police use that to clean blood stains off the streets. That's how potent that shit is. It is so strong, and that's why so many people have kidney and liver problems. And I want to go on about it, but I just want to echo what you were saying. And remember, you have these Gatorades, and you have all these jujubes and all this stuff, and they have coloring. That stuff is so toxic for your body. You gotta stay away from it. I know it tastes good. Find something else that tastes good and put it in your mouth. That didn't sound right. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. But what do you think that the caller that what is it? I can't see it all the way.
Santino Bambino. Santino
So
Bambino.
what do you think about someone feeling like that people that is less fortunate than them should be dictated to what they can and cannot buy with food stamps?
Yeah, listen, I gotta tell you, people are always echoing in spaces about equality and quality. Who are you to go point your finger at somebody who's on food stamps or who's working for minimum wage, what they shouldn't be eating, what they should be eating? And listen, if we want to be all equal in the United States of America, it's across the board. They have every right to look at you and say, you're eating a chicken full of just MGO shit, and you should be
Yes.
buying that. I mean, we got to stop this stuff because you're no better than the Democrats because you're saying you're up here, I'm down here. So I'm better than you. So I'm going to tell you what to eat. No, it shouldn't be like that. People can only afford what they have to afford. They just have to be smart shoppers. They need to, and they need to realize that when you waddle your fat ass over to the organic area in a grocery store, it ain't organic. That
It's not
stuff is,
organic.
it's not organic. That's a way
Uh-uh.
of multiplying and making more money off you. Those grapes, those bananas, that stuff isn't organic. Trust me.
Mm-mm.
Trust and
No.
believe it ain't organic. They're just saying that because they know they can make more money off you. What's organic is supporting your farmers. Go
Yep.
down to the, and I'm sorry about saying fat asses. That was just out of hand.
No, that's okay.
It's okay.
I
You
got a
know,
very
I
fat
got a
You're
ass.
on
fat
a
ass
Don't take
roll.
too.
offense.
Yes.
Listen, I'm Sicilian. I got a
You ain't
fat
talking
ass
to
too.
us.
I'm Sicilian. I got a big ass myself. But you know what? But I waddle my big ass down to the farmers market and I get fresh and you're supporting them. You're keeping
Yeah.
the farmers alive and open and you know it's organic because they're growing it themselves. And stay away from kale. Kale is not
Yeah.
good for you. People think it's good. They have to bury it so far down for it to grow. And what it taps into is not magnesium. It's oh shit, what is that called? Um, oh, I can't remember.
I know that it's a garnish.
But the thing is, they have to plant the roots so far down that it because it has to grow, but it taps into something that's not good for you. It's almost like metal. That's why I tell people to stay away from it. Do your research on kale, and you'll
Yeah.
find out it's not good for you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's basically used as a garnish, just to make the plate look pretty whenever they're bringing out a dish to you or something like that. But yeah, I heard that kale is not what they say it is, and it can cause kidney stones once again. Those different metals and different things that's in our vegetables that's being sprayed on our vegetables and on our fruits and different things. Those chemicals, our bodies was not made to process those different chemicals.
It's
So
mercury. It's mercury. That's
heavily,
it.
that's right. And if you keep eating it, then that lump stones, it lumps together because it can't process through your body. Okay. And look, I'm not here as a scientist or as a doctor. I'm just using good old common sense. So when a person tells someone what they can and cannot purchase because of this and because of that, that gets to me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there was a time when I had to be on food stamps because I had hit my rock bottom after working in the factory and working in the factory and working in the factory. There came a point that I hit my rock bottom and I needed to go down to the food stamps to the welfare office and get me some food stamps so that I can feed my youngin. All right. I had a baby, my daughter. I had to feed her. Okay. And so with all of the taxes that I had worked and paid into the system, hell, I should be getting something back out of the system. And I shouldn't have nobody dictating me and telling me, well, you're only allowed to eat this here and only allowed to eat that when you've already done gave me an allowance of $100 and some in food stamps. Don't take it that far. And I think what we as American citizens do, we look at a situation, but we open up that Pandora box and take it just too far. And when you take it too far, then what happens when they go over into what you really truly like to eat? Because they say, oh, no, little man, little woman, you can't have that. You can't eat that. Why? Because it's for the rich folks. It's for the people that pay regular money, not for the food stamp recipients. Now, if they want to put something together like a WIC and say, okay, this is what you're allocated to eat, then that's what you do. That's whatever they create. That's what you do. That's what you abide by. We know that. But to just come in and just start slinging and taking stuff and make it seem like a soda is what's going to make you sick and going to put you in the hospital just because somebody drank a soda and purchased it with food stamps, that gets to me. That's part of dictatorship, as far as I am concerned.
I totally agree.
Amen. No, go ahead, Sarah. Go ahead. You're
I
next, son. Go
totally
ahead.
agree with everything you just said. And while you and Santino were talking, I was thinking like this is just another form of control to regulate what the hell we do. Now, if you're going to give out government assistance, right, it should come
Yeah,
with no conditions because, like you just said, most of it, at least, well, not for the better part of the last few years, of course, but it started to help kids. It started to make sure that families were able to, survive off of that if need
yeah.
be. And obviously, it's been taken complete advantage of. The people that even work in my county, because I deal with my county workers, right? And oh my gosh, like, last month they were looking into cases after RFK Jr. was sworn in, like the next week they were looking at cases all the way from September of the year before because
Hmm.
our county workers weren't doing a damn thing. So to sit here and say, okay, yeah, we'll give you aid so you can keep your family, stable and above board and you're not homeless, which is another crisis California has big time. Yeah, they should not be regulating. It's not a conditional thing. WIC, yes, right? They give the funds to pay for specific things for the babies, and then at 5 years old you can't get on it anymore, which I think is completely okay. That's their program. So yeah, no, I
But
think it's
still
totally
going
wrong. I
slow.
I, I don't think we should nitpick on what we can
There
and
you go.
can't.
That's right. Because if you nitpick, then what's going to happen? They're going to be picking something else. They're going to say, well, now you can't have this. Now you can't have that. And so that's where I'm at on this. I'm not saying that people should or should not drink sodas. I think that should be their choice because it's out there for sale.
Well, it's free
Okay, it's on
will,
it's
right?
free will. Yeah, yeah. So don't take my choices away. And just because someone is less fortunate than me, don't take their choices away as well. And when I see somebody say, well, I'm the taxpayer, like you the big dog, all right, and like you get to say what you can and cannot do, that's dictatorship to me. And we don't need that. And I understand that RFK, he's in now. They want to look at different things, but sodas is the least of our worries. What about all of the other junk and chemicals that's being put in our everyday food that everyday people is eating? We need to be attacking that, not nobody, a food stamp recipient purchasing the soda. That's how I feel about it.
Amen. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, Bubba was here. Where did he go? Okay. So, all right. Anybody else have a question for Diamond?
I'm
China
diamond and silk,
Silk.
honey. And the bottom.
Please feel free to request a mic and you can ask Silk your question. Sunshine, I'm going to unmute your mic. Go ahead and ask Silk your question. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sunshine.
Oh, you were so quick. I couldn't even get to my button. How y'all doing?
I brought you right up,
Get to my
Sunshine.
button. I love that.
saw that, Santino. I love you. I think like they should, like the Maha, if they're gonna get into the food, start telling us, like you said, like with the fruit and everything. Tell us how in the ways that they are tricking us into thinking unhealthy food is healthy food. Help
Right.
guide people. So they have knowledge in what they're buying instead of dictating what they're buying, or judging what they're buying. Inform them, teach people.
Amen to that. Teach them, let them know what they're purchasing, and let that be their choice. But see, I sat there yesterday and I looked at a lot of the different news media, the hosts and different things, and they're all spinning the same spiel from the conservative side that I don't want my tax dollars going towards food stamp recipients to purchase junk food. And I'm like, when you say that over and repetitiously over and over and over, it makes it look like the only junk food is just soda, some cookies, and some ice cream and candy, and that's it. And my deal is no, if you're going to attack food, don't just attack soda. Don't just attack junk food. Attack all of the food that has all of this different stuff in it, and that's causing people to be ill, to be sick. That's what you do. Don't just limit it to just one thing. That's where I'm at. So I'm with you, Sunshine.
You are 100% correct, Diamond, and that's why we don't listen to the MSN anymore. We are the news. We don't
Yeah.
listen to them.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you, Sunshine. Go ahead,
Okay,
Sarah.
so we're talking about the fruit, right? And how the seeds. Wow, you guys, I freaking love grapes. But the thing is, I get them straight after they're picked, right? My ex-husband, he works in the refrigerating company that houses grapes, potatoes, and I don't know what else, but he would always bring me home grapes straight from the freezer, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's really interesting about non seed or no seeds being in there, because I mean that sucks because I really love grapes. My question is strawberries, because I've been hearing, I think last year there are bugs in the strawberry seeds, but there's seeds. Yeah, strawberries. I love
Well,
strawberries.
that goes back to what Sunshine was saying, the different stuff that they're putting in our food. Why not let us know and tell us? But they have seedless watermelons, seedless grapes. Look, God did not intend for things to be seedless. He wanted us to be fruitful and multiply, even down to the fruits and vegetables. And the way that God designed it is when those vegetables grow, there are seeds that come off of those vegetables. There are seeds inside of the fruit. So you can replant it and it continues to grow. It just continues on, and you don't have to go to a grocery store. You don't have to wait on somebody to give you something. God created it so that you can do it for yourself. It really truly is amazing. I was looking at my husband and the bell peppers and the different herbs and different things, the basil and different things, how it is set to continue to grow. Then it populate these seeds so you can replant that so that it can continue to grow. That's just, I mean, I'm looking at my chickens and my roosters. Okay, I got a few more minutes. I'm looking at my chickens and my roosters, and I'm looking at how God created this thing, all right? And so after the rooster do what he do with the chicken, you could take them eggs, you could put it in an incubator and create another chicken to continue the cycle, to continue to do the same thing. But where we getting this thing twisted when we talk about the chicken is them being pumped full of all of this different stuff. And then you turn around sitting down at the table and eating it, and you wondering why your 7-year-old child looked like a 7-year-old daughter looked like a grown woman. Okay, because of the hormones that's being pumped into all of this different stuff.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly say, and I remember the day, I actually remember the week in the late 1970s, early 80s when they introduced double yolked eggs, right? So you could actually go to the store and say, I want to get double yolked. How can you go to a store and say, I'm going to purchase a dozen eggs that are double yolked? They're in fact double yolked. Then you collect the dots. They knew they were double yolked because they pumped them with something to produce the double yolks, and they have triple yolks. And this is how they do it. They're pumping it in. And you know, it's strawberries. One thing people don't know, it causes kidney stones. You got to be really careful. If you have urinary tract infections or kidney stones, you got to stay away from strawberries. There's something in a strawberry that actually makes it worse. So I've learned that because I have
Okay, but now
I have kidney stones.
it's a engineered strawberry. See, God natural
That's right.
strawberries,
That's right.
right? God natural strawberries, when it's natural, is there for a reason. It's anti-parasitic. It does different things. It's there by design. But whenever you got these bioengineered strawberries, where it's grown with certain pesticides and herbicides, then what happens is that stuff is grown into those strawberries. So whenever you eat them, that's now in your body, and your body don't know how to process whatever those chemicals are. But when it's natural from nature, you can eat pretty much whatever you want to, honey. And I believe that the Revelations 22:2, the leaves of the trees is for the healing of the nation. If it's natural, and without all of this stuff on it, with all of this stuff, you're going to be just fine. And I believe that it can really, in my own heart of heart, cure diseases whenever you eat God's natural way versus what's been created by man for you to put into your mouth. I got 2 more minutes.
You know, too. All right, real quickly, and to everybody, when you see these oversized chicken breasts that look like that's not
Right.
normal. See, I don't even really buy meat unless I buy it from a decent butcher, or you know what I'm saying.
I
Yep.
don't eat meat,
So,
honestly, and it's not because I chose not to. It's just it doesn't sit right with me. But if I do, I do eat chicken. So what you guys are saying is pretty scary to me.
You guys, you see this
well,
video I have.
I mean, it's the same thing with our milk and stuff,
Yes.
everybody. So if it's oversized chicken, or if it's like shredding when you're trying to wash it off, or like I put vinegar and water on my chicken just to wash off all that shit. If it starts to like shred, that's modified chicken. That's not
Right.
real chicken. So they're doing it to the milk. If you put a milk underneath a microscope, you should see all the pus that's in there. So I don't even drink milk. I don't eat meat. Not until I know that what we're purchasing in the store is good to go. I have to believe that they are cleaning that stuff up, behind the scenes and bringing out the new stuff. Because I am noticing some things in the stores changing a little bit, then bringing some new stuff in to like some sodas and drinks like that. So just be careful, everybody, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
nastiness that's been
Like,
going on
let's
out
be
And
there. The
organic.
best
specific.
milk you can drink is
Yeah.
coconut. Go
And
ahead. So
organic is not organic.
it's
Yeah,
just more
yeah,
money. It's a
It's just
agreed,
money
money.
scheme.
agreed.
That's all. Okay, Jenny, they're
Yes,
calling
ma'am.
for me, darling. So can I just say, are
Uh,
you all Diamond Silk Chit Chat
yes.
live? Mondays through Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on Lindell TV. And don't forget to go to diamondandsilkstore.com and get the Diamond and Silk bobblehead memorabilia. I'm giving it to you for 50% off. I love you guys. And Jenny, thank you so much for having me on. God bless.
Uh,
All right. So you'll see you in 2 weeks. God bless you
Nice seeing
guys.
you, Silk.
And
Nice
everybody
seeing you,
will.
Silk.
Love
Love
you.
you.
All right, everybody. Silk is with us every 2 weeks, and I appreciate you guys all being here. So come back here on Friday. We're gonna have Alpha Warrior on here at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then, if you want to come over to Telegram on my Telegram page, we're gonna have live with Rubber Duck. So join us then, everybody. Until then, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you, Santino. I'll see you on the next space or in one of these ones going on here on X right now. Love you all. God bless.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.